Hello, welcome to this edition of Dunecrest's Got Talent. I'm Mr. Kramer, and this is Danielle Jaffer in grade 5. And today we're going to be talking about Danielle's area of talent, which is squash. So, Danielle, how long have you been playing squash?
I've been playing squash for about 1.5 years.
About a year and a half. And how did you get started playing squash?
So one day in Pakistan, where I'm from, I saw a weird looking racket and I asked my dad, "What is that?" And he said, "It's a squash racket." And then he said, we should go play sometime.
Did you see it in a sports store? Where did you see the racket?
I saw it in my dad's room.
So he had one, so he had played, but you'd never actually seen him play.
Yeah, I'd never
Interesting.
seen him play.
Do you play with your dad sometimes?
Yeah, I do. Ever since that time, he took me the next day and I loved it and I started playing.
Very good. So the next question is about practices. Like how often do you practices? How often do you practice? Like what's it like in a practice? What do you do? How do you work through a practice? What kinds of things do they have you do? And how important do you think that your practices are to helping you be successful?
I practice 3 times a week, and in my practices, we practice like a rhythm of shots, different rhythms of shots, and they help you in game when you're trying to hit strategic shots or like right above the outline on the bottom.
Yeah, so like how to make it come back right against the wall, how to do a
Yeah.
high one, how to make it die up close to the front, things like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And do you feel like those practices do help you build your skills so that then in a game you are able to do the things that you want to do strategically, like you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite type of shot to do on an opponent?
I think it'd be a nick when you hit it directly inside the bottom corner.
Uh, I played a similar sport, boys and girls, when I was younger, and I always loved like the backhand that came off the front wall and went right down the wall really close, and then they had a hard time getting to it. That was my favorite. So, are there any special equipment or supplies that you need for playing squash, and can you share those with us?
Yes. This is the squash racket over here. This is what it looks like. It looks like a weird shape, but it actually helps in squash. And these are the eye protection glasses you need for squash.
And why do you have? Are you required to wear those?
In games, yes, but when you're practicing with the coach, you don't need to because he's professional.
Yeah. And you need those because the ball can come off really quick, can it? If it hits you in the eye, it can damage your eye like really badly. Okay. When you go to competitions and compete in squash, can you talk to us about like what it's like to go to a tournament? How does it run? What do you do?
So when I go to a tournament, I often feel nervous, but I've gotten through that. And it's like a ladder system. So it's like quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And if you're playing like the national UAE Open, you get points, and each year, if you get like more points than everyone else, you become number one in the UAE.
Okay. So in the ladder system, then, are you guaranteed a certain number of matches, or it's like if you lose your first one, you're out for the tournament?
Yes.
You can be one and done, and then if you win, you just keep moving up the ladder.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What do you love about playing squash?
I like playing, like hitting the ball as hard as you can because in some sports like tennis, if you hit it hard, it'll go out of bounds. Whereas you can just smack the ball as hard as you can and it will still be in.
That sounds good. And what are your favorite parts about the game? Like, do you prefer getting to serve or receiving the serve, or what are your favorite parts of the game?
I prefer serving because when you serve, the point is mostly always in your hand. Whereas if you had a good serve, it's in your hand. If you hit a bad serve, then the other person can just hit a drop shot and then you won't get it.
Yeah. So it's, as with most sports, like the advantage is kind of yours when you're serving.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a favorite memory from playing squash that you can share with us?
Yes, playing with my dad. I love playing with my dad because that's the first time I ever played with my dad, was really fun and an eye-opening experience.
Yeah. And what is something that you're proud of? Something that you've accomplished in squash that you feel particularly proud of?
I'm proud of getting number 2 in the India Club UAE Open. Yeah.
Congratulations. And if there were other students maybe who were thinking, oh, I've never played squash, or I might like to give it a try, what would you say to other students to encourage them to try squash?
You can hit the ball as hard as you can, and it's you don't really run much, but it also makes you run the same amount of like tennis players do, but in a small area, and you can hit like strategic shots, like cool shots where the other person can't pick it up.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your success with squash. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience today?
No.
Great. Well, Daniel Jaffer, thank you so much for sharing about squash, and we look forward to hearing about your successes. Thanks for being
Thank,
here.
thank you.